Europejskie Forum Nowych Idei 2015.
European Forum New Ideas 2015. It's
Dobry wieczór
time to
Państwu.
begin.
Dorota Warakomska.
Good evening, ladies and
Serdecznie
gentlemen.
zapraszam.
Dorota
Proszę o zajęcie
Warakomska.
miejsca. Zapraszam do stołów.
Let me
Rozpoczynamy naszą
invite you
uroczystość.
to take your seats and we shall begin our gala.
Szanowni Państwo, już piąty raz,
Ladies and gentlemen,
aż trudno w to uwierzyć,
this is
ale
the
już
fifth
piąty
time.
raz
It's
spotykamy
hard to
się
believe,
na Europejskim Forum
but
Nowych
this is the fifth time
Idei,
that we meet at the European
organizowanym
Forum
przez
for New Ideas
Konfederację
that is
Lewiatan
organized
we
by
współpracy
Lewiatan
z
Confederation
BUSINESSEUROPE,
in
a
collaboration
jest to
with
największa
Business Europe,
organizacja europejskiego
which is
biznesu,
the largest
oraz
European
miastem
organization
Sopot.
of business.
Temat tegorocznego forum to
with the
Europa
collaboration of the
wobec
city of
rosnących
Sopot.
nierówności społecznych,
The
radykalizmu
theme of
i
this
zagrożeń
forum is Europe in the
geopolitycznych.
face of growing social inequality, radicalism and geopolitical threats.
Piąty raz w pawilonie Nowych Idei
is
będziemy
the fifth
wymieniać poglądy,
when we
argumentować,
are going
spierać się,
to
a
share
także
ideas,
inspirować
we are
się
going to
nawzajem.
argue and
Przed
inspire
nami
each other
sesje
at
plenarne,
this Pavilion for New
dyskusje
Ideas.
panelowe, debaty,
We are
prezentacje raportów,
have the whole
zatoki
schedule
dialogu,
of
które są także otwarte
presentations
dla
and
mieszkańców
debates
Sopotu i
and
turystów, a
panel
także
sessions
rozmowy nocnych marków, które
base of
rozpoczynamy
dialogues that are
dziś
open to the general
wieczorem.
public and the night of
Jest także
discussions that
niezwykła
will begin
okazja
tonight.
tutaj podczas tego forum do networkingu, szanowni
Forum
Państwo.
provides an excellent opportunity
Spotkania
for
i rozmów z
networking.
ludźmi, którzy tworzą przyszłość Polski,
This is a
Europy
place
i
to meet
świata.
and to talk to people who shape the future of Poland,
Bardzo
of
serdecznie
Europe
dziękuję
and the
wszystkim tym
world.
osobom, które mnie
I would
słuchają.
like to
Bardzo serdecznie dziękuję za to
thank
wsparcie.
everyone who's listening to my intervention. Thank you for your support.
Ten wieczór, szanowni Państwo, podzielony będzie na dwie części.
This evening
Część
has two
oficjalną i część
We start with the
nieoficjalną.
official
W części
part that will be
oficjalnej
followed by the informal
czas na
part.
oficjalne
During the official
otwarcie
session,
Europejskiego Forum Nowych
we shall
Idei
have the official opening
2015.
of the European Forum
A
for
tego
New Ideas
otwarcia dokonają
2015.
prezydent Konfederacji Lewiatan, wiceprezydent
we will
Business Europe,
have,
dr Henryka
Dr.
Bochniarz
Henryka Bochniarz, the president of
oraz
Polish Confederation
przewodniczący
Lewiatan and
Rady
vice
Programowej
president Business
Europejskiego
Europe,
Forum Nowych Idei, przewodniczący Komisji Przemysłu, Badań
chairman of
Naukowych
the
i Energii w
Program
Parlamencie Europejskim,
Council of the
profesor
Forum
Jerzy Buzek.
and,
Zapraszam Państwa.
Professor Jerzy Buzek.
Dr Henryka Bochniarz i
Dr.
profesor
Henryka
Jerzy
Bochniarz
Buzek.
and Professor Jerzy Buzek.
Dobry wieczór Państwu.
Good evening, ladies and
Ja myślę, że
gentlemen.
najlepszy dowód,
I believe
że decyzja o organizacji
that
forum była słuszna,
the
jest
best
to,
evidence
że
to
nie możecie
the
Państwo
fact that we made the right decision to organize the
to też
forum
robimy, żebyśmy
is
mieli
that
okazję
you
spotkać
don't
się
have enough
choć
time to talk.
mam nadzieję, że
And
na
this is
chwilę
the
chociaż
reason why we organize this forum, to offer you the opportunity to talk. Hopefully, you will let us speak for a few minutes so that we may have the official opening.
wieczór
Otherwise, the
Państwu.
whole program will collapse. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Słuchajcie, właściwie trudno nazwać, że teraz następuje taki rozruch
Well, it's really hard to say that this is the startup of
część
EFNI
przynajmniej z państwa,
because
miała
at
okazję
least some of you
uczestniczyć w naszej rozgrzewce, czyli
had
w
the
pociągu
opportunity
Pendolino.
to
Ogromne
take
podziękowania
part
dla
in our
prezesa,
warm-up session at the Pendolino train.
PKP
We would like to
SA. Jest
thank
Jakub
the
Karnowski z nami.
CEO of
Jakub?
PKP SA, Jakub Karnowski.
Podziękowanie,
Jakub,
bo
we really want
słuchajcie,
to express
pociąg
our
cudny.
appreciation.
Na
The
dodatek
train
jeszcze
was a
posprzątali
true beauty.
wszystko, co
On
jest
top
za
of it,
oknem.
they cleaned
Znaczy, ja w ogóle
everything
nie
that we
poznałam
were
tej
able to see
ojczyzny.
through the
Nie jest
window.
prawdą,
So I could
że
hardly
jesteśmy
recognize
ruinie. Jesteśmy
our home
posprzątani.
country. It's not not the fact that Poland, it's not true that Poland is falling apart and it is a ruined country. Everything is cleaned up. So I believe that the first debate actually gave us a flavor of what's coming up during the next 2 days and nights. And after the debate on the train, we had a very interesting session under the leadership of Professor Hausner. And the title of the session was truly intriguing. The firm equals idea, with a question mark. And that gives us a preview to what we are going to discuss. This is the fifth forum, but I urge you to stop talking. If you don't stop talking, we won't serve dinner. And now the silence falls upon the whole pavilion. So I'm not sure how many people who are here participated during the first edition of European Forum for New Ideas. But those of you who were with us 5 years ago may remember that the artistic program triggered most emotions. We had a special performance on day one, and on day one we had the honor to have with us the key people from Brussels, because it was the time of Polish presidency. And at that time, on that evening, Andrzej Dziuk and David Kacifierer had a special performance for us. And as far as I remember, this performance was filled with a great vision. It was a visionary performance. There was a skateholding in front of the pavilion, and there were different acts and scenes showing the Europe falling apart, collapsing. We thought that it was collapsing at that time, but at the very end of that performance, there was a huge group of people coming out of the sea. So that was a group of refugees. And at that time, we thought that this is a very abstract concept. We would never think that this is a preview to what's going to happen in the real life. But it did happen. And I think that we will also talk about it during the next 2 days and 2 nights, because the discussion that we had on the train proved that the whole refugee thing is truly important to everyone. And I think that it is very fortunate that the business community that is represented here has very pragmatic outlook on that. So we spoke about the way we are prepared and how we need to reach better preparedness, how to prepare our labor market. We were not lamenting that they are going to destroy us. So all those threats that have been discussed from the very first edition of this forum, and all the reasons why we decided to set up this forum, because we were inspired by the financial and economic crisis that is not likely to ease and pass away. And it is coupled with some other crisis events, such as Greek exit, or problems of the Eurozone, or political threats like annexation of Crimea, or the outcomes of the war that has been unfolding in Syria and other neighboring countries. So at this forum, we will have time to discuss all the things. And obviously, we are not going to whine and complain. We will come up with ideas for solutions and recommendations, and we will draw up a Sopot declaration that will provide guidance to the Polish authorities, to Brussels, to the neighboring countries and other EU member states. We will explain what we believe needs to be done to make sure that we are better prepared to address all the challenges and threats that emerge as we speak. So I want to encourage all of you to engage in the discussion, to be open, because this is the place and time when we may engage in such meaningful discussions. And as it always happens, on Friday night, we will close the forum, and at the end, we will have the feeling that we worked hard, but that we would feel the accomplishment of living up to this intellectual challenge. But now let me turn the floor to the chair of our program council, Professor Jerzy Buzek.
Dobry wieczór Państwu.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Jak Państwo wszyscy pamiętacie, ci, którzy byli na EFNI od samego początku,
those of you who have been attending EFNI from the very beginning may remember that our mood evolved from year to year. As Madam Chair Nika said, every year we face different problems. The first EFNI was organized under the Polish presidency in the EU. It was euphoria. We were doing very well. And actually, we continue to do well. But the situation outside of Poland is very different. And then, from year to year, new threats were emerging. First, in the real economy, in the Eurozone, and just mind you, we got many migrants who decided to migrate to the UK and to the Netherlands. At some point, there were some hostilities against them, and we were trying to address these problems. All those centrifugal trends that arise in the UK and the continuous problem with Greece that has not done their homework when they were getting ready for their membership. Then the imminent threat of the Russian crisis, and now the sweeping wave of refugees and migrants from the North African and Middle Eastern countries. At EFNI, we were joyful about the great spring in the Arab countries. But the Middle East is the place where the crisis has been lingering for a long time. And Syria turned out to be a dramatic place. And the imbalance that was triggered was truly disastrous. So we remember when it all started, when the trouble hit. It was back in 2008. It's been just 7 years when Lehman Brothers went under. Just one financial institution that the rating agency have always praised and spoke very highly about them, giving them AAA rating. There was no more spectacular evidence to prove that the trust collapsed in the market economy. And the trust is a driving force of the free market. Just trust that you have in other businesses and in other entities. Bankers continued to take huge bonuses despite the fact that they triggered the crisis.
And all the time, the questions are still ahead of us. And EFNI should answer in what way Europe and in what way the organization of the free market is to respond to what is in this written in a program of EFNI, which is for today's meeting, growing the face of growing social inequality, radicalism, and geopolitical threats. How can we possibly change Europe and our European Union? Because we do not want to replace it with and change it into a different continent. We believe in the future of it. How can we change capitalism? Because we do not want to exchange capitalism to a different economic order. We believe in its power. As Christine Lagrange said, we need to defend capitalism against itself. So this is today this major question which we face, and we will be trying to take them up in the panel discussions. We will try to formulate some concepts, how we should act. Well, you can ask me, how many times have we already discussed it? It is the 5th EFNI, and the discussions will be going on for 3 days. My answer is, if anybody has doubts, please remember that discussion is the very essence of and the most important part of any democratic system. And we have a lot of faith in democracy. Well, so now ahead of us, 3 days of vivid discussions. We'll meet again Friday night. And please remember that you could better stay till Sunday. It's much, much better because you will remember EFNI even better. I will stay until Sunday, and this is what I wish you. Thank you. All the best. Please stay with us, because now I will invite up here the co-organizers of the European Forum for New Ideas, President Business Europe, Marcegaglia, and Mayor of Sopot, Jacek Karnowski.
The floor is yours.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, but my Polish is absolutely impossible, so I will speak English. I'm very honored to be here, so I really thank my good friend Henryka for inviting me. I also say hello to the President. This is my first time at the EFNI. I have heard a lot about this very important moment. I like very much the fact that there is a real discussion here. You will have 3 days of real discussion. I will take part to it, and I think this is a real crucial moment to discuss about new ideas, to discuss about radicalism, democracy, growth, immigrants. So I really think we will have a very fruitful discussion. I share ideas with Henryka and the President on the fact that we see a lot of problems in front of us. Growth in Europe is not enough. Poland is an exception. It's a very good exception. I'm Italian. I'm an entrepreneur. But I have also a company here in Poland, founded in 2004, and I'm very happy and very satisfied about my business here. But if I look at Europe as a whole, growth is not enough. Yes, there is some recovery, which is better than some years ago, but still is not enough. Unemployment in a lot of areas is still very high. We face the problem of Brexit, and we solve for now the problem, but we are not sure this problem will come back. We are facing in the next months a possible, I hope, not probable, Brexit, where UK and there will be a referendum, as you know, about their staying in Europe. We are facing, as Henryka said before, this huge problem of refugees. So we are still in a lot of problems, and we also have to add that also around us the situation is not getting better. We know what's going on in China, we know what's going on in Brazil, what's going on in Russia. So the world is a complex one. So we are here to discuss. My point is that, yes, it's true that we have a lot of problems in Europe, but we have also a lot of values. We have very good companies. We have democracies. So if we stay together, if we discuss, and if we play and we stay in our values, common values, I think we can find a way to exit these problems and to go back to growth, to go back to good employment, and also to face these problems of refugees, because here there is a problem of course, trying to help these people, but also we have to think long-term what Europe needs. There is a need also of good immigrants, of talented people. So there is a lot of things to discuss on. So thank you for inviting me. I'm looking forward to take part to the discussion tonight. And congratulations to you, Henryka, because I know you are the person who invented this, and you are really very good. I'm very surprised of what you've done here. So thank you, congratulations, and we will stay all together and discuss about all these very important matters. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emma.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you very warmly to Sopot, However, all of you, you're people of Sopot because you come so often here, you spend so much time here that I can tell, well, I welcome all Sopot people to Sopot. I'm really proud that it's the 5th time that EFNI is organized here. We have this special backstage. You can see Grand Hotel there, but I'm also proud that this year we had this very subject in Sopot, in a city of tolerance, hospitality, promoting open ideas of Europe and the world. I'm very happy that we will be talking here about things so important as, for example, the refugee issue. So thank you very much for coming here, and I wish you a very fruitful debate. Ladies and gentlemen, during our speeches, more guests arrived, and I want to welcome them. Because there's no good light, I may forget about someone, but those I've noticed. President Bronisław Komorowski. Commissioner Danuta Hübner. Commissioner Janusz Lewandowski.